In this lesson, I want to tweak the code a little bit just to make sure that everything is working properly. So when I refresh it, we noticed in the last lesson, so the menu bar is adjusting properly. So there are a few tweaks here. So I was looking at this data target, and we need to target it to this ID of Navbar. So here we can call it whatever we want. So we can use different targets as well. So we could target it to different IDs. So I just called it Navbar just to be consistent with what the work we were doing earlier. So now I target it to Navbar. So this is actually going to target it to that particular element. So let's see how this works out. When I open and close it, and when I readjust it, so my navigation bar looks to be working properly. And we removed out all of those elements, and Bootstrap just makes it really easy. And notice as well that I didn't have to include any JavaScript, so I can get rid of that script tag or that script element as well. And the one thing that's not showing up exactly right is this company name, and there is actually a class for this as well within Bootstrap, which could actually style this and give us the ability to make it look a lot more neater. So this class here that we could add in here is a nav brand, because with Bootstrap we're expecting it's a Navbar brand, so that we would be expecting that there is some branding there within the upper left-hand area, so that we typically would have a brand there. We can also add in an image, a logo, and so on, and a slogan. So there are some options, but we do want to keep it only one line. And the reason being is the way that the Bootstrap navigation bar is working, that it looks best and performs best when this is only one line. But of course, if we want to, we could apply styling and update it as needed. But for now, let's just leave it with this, and we see that we've got our navigation bar up and running. And also, I just want to show you, so this is the Bootstrap CSS file. This is the non-minified version, so you can get a better idea of what's available and what classes are available. So if you just search Navbar, we've got a whole bunch of entries for Navbar. So we can have a Navbar fixed at the bottom. So this is the pulling to the right. We've got also options to add in drop downs. So these are the different radius sizes. So you can see there's a lot of information here, and this is that Navbar header, so it automatically floats it to the left on the menu. Navbar collapse. So these are the CSS styling options for the collapsing menu. We've got fixed top, static. So these are all different options for the Navbar, and we can really easily, there's the Navbar brand that we were used. So we can really easily add in these Navbars whenever we toggle it. This is what happens to the Navbar, and this is all controlled via jQuery and just styling that's available within Bootstrap. And that's why it's important to get all of these class names done properly so that we can add them in properly within our website. And if you want to read up more about the Navbar and the different options within Bootstrap, and as we can see, it saves us a lot of trouble when we make this Navbar within Bootstrap and let Bootstrap handle all of the styling and the actual coding for it. So we've got some information, components, Navbar, and we've got all the different options here that we can do with Navbar. We can also, and then we've got the Navbar default. So this is the typical Bootstrap Navbar. We've got information about the brand image. So we're able to actually add in a brand image as well. So this would have been something where we could add in that image. We've got an option to add in a search, submit as well, and there we've got the Navbar form and Navbar left and so on. So a lot of different options here with the Navbar and the ability to change how the Navbar is treated. We can also fix it to the top if we wanted. So we can simply, by adding in the simple class, we can change how the Navbar gets presented. We can also fix it to the bottom as well, and so on. So if we had something where we're fixing it to the bottom, we went back into our regular Navbar, all we need to do is copy the class in the appropriate location. So we see here we've got it in the Navbar, so we can just add that in. I'm going to just copy and paste that in. So navbar fixed bottom. Now whenever we go over to our website, we can see that our navigation bar now is at the bottom. And when we resize, the navigation bar is staying fixed at the bottom of the screen. And you can see this, and this is something that Bootstrap automatically takes care of. So it really makes it easy to make adjustments to how your navigation bar gets presented within your website. And this is all again done through Bootstrap, and this is why a lot of developers are using Bootstrap, because it really does make it easy to make these adjustments and these updates, and saves you some trouble of actually coding and adding the styling yourself. So all you have to do is link to the Bootstrap files, the Bootstrap CSS, the Bootstrap JavaScript, and also to a jQuery library, and that's all you need to get it going within your website. And then of course add in the appropriate classes.